All right, so we got a heat wave coming through the Midwest. We are at 31 degrees, so what better of a night to get outside and do some pizza. Lots of snow, cleared a little area of my back patio here, and I'm in the mood, so let's cook some pizza outside.
First off, we got to start off with our pizza dough. I really like this Delalio pizza kit that I get from Amazon. It comes with everything, the flour, the yeast. You just add water and mix. Using a fork, I go ahead and mix everything up pretty good. Once it's all pretty good combined, we'll get this out of the bowl and I'll spread out some flour on the countertop. I like this 00 pizza flour I also got on Amazon. It's really fine. So I want to get that on the countertop, obviously, so the dough doesn't stick to the counter. And then we'll also periodically put some flour on our hands to make sure the dough doesn't stick to your hands. So we're going to form this. The instructions say about 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. You want to keep folding it over each other and you get this nice big ball here. So we're going to line our container, our proofing container here. Got this on Amazon. It's just a sealed container. You could also use a bowl with like saran wrap. Make sure you cover that with olive oil everywhere so it doesn't stick to anything. And we're going to just repeat the process here. So each one of these big dough balls, you could do like one thick crust pizza. I divide them up into 2 different pieces, which you'll see here in a minute. And it'll get 4 pizzas all together. So we're going to put that in our container, and it needs to proof for at least 45 minutes. It was a little over 45 minutes for me. We got some more flour going down. I'm going to get these each split up into 2 different pieces. I'm going to do 3 pizzas total, and then one of the last dough balls I'm going to use for garlic knots. So I usually just kind of knead it over a little bit, and I keep folding the dough under itself, and you kind of form this nice little smooth dough ball. And I'll repeat that process 3 other times. Same deal here. We're going to split this up in half. It doesn't have to be perfect. Fold it under, nice smooth looking dough ball there, and we're going to let it rest again for a little while. So make sure I put it in my container. Lid goes on, seals up, and you can't have good pizza if you don't shred your own cheese, folks. So we got a pound of mozzarella here. I love this shredder. Got it off TikTok shop. You got to kind of keep pulling it out. Oh, cheese stacks. So it doesn't get stuck in there. But it works very well. And it's worth the extra step to shred your own cheese if you're going to be making pizza fresh like this. So there we go. Okay, here we go. It's dark now. So sorry about the lighting, but this is the best that I have. And this is what we're working with. So I got my little tabletop there. I ended up buying a microwave cart off of Facebook, and I did some adjustments to it, raised it up, different caster wheels, put a nice cutting board on it. I wanted to use it for pizza, and this thing worked out perfectly. So as you can see, I just did the dough balls. I twisted them up a little bit, tied them in a knot for the garlic knots, butter on the bottom, and then I seasoned them with Dano's Italiano and Dano's seasoning. And boy, they came out great. Jacob said they were the best he'd ever had. But I mean, they were good. I'm my worst critique, so I think they could have been better. First pizza we're going with is just a regular cheese pizza here. And I made the mistake, guys, if you're doing this, first of all, your dough has to be room temperature. Make sure it doesn't get too cold. And then what I messed up was I should have made it into a circle first and then stretch the dough. But I stretched the dough and then tried to get a circle, and this is the best that I could get out of it. It looks like the state of Oregon, but it's what we're working with there. So I always use Rayo's marinara. You can use whatever pizza sauce that you like, but Rayo's marinara just tastes so freaking good. So it ends up going really good with the pizza here. So we've got our mozzarella cheese, Dano's Italiano, Dano's seasoning, and this separates the men from the boys here, guys. You can get it on the pizza paddle, and then this is called the launch. You launch it into the stove, and if you've ever missed the stone and scooped it onto the burner in the back, oh, it's a pain in the butt, and it sucks. When I feel like the crust is getting done, I always lift it up a little bit. It kind of gives it a broil. There's a lot of heat up there higher in the oven. My kids really like the doughy or like the bigger part of the crust. I'm not a big fan, so they really enjoyed that. There's that cheese pool. you've got to shred your cheese in order to get the good cheese pull. So here we are with our second pizza. And as you can see, I am stretching it out a little bit, making it into a circle first, and then stretching the dough, picking it up by doing that, by using gravity, putting it back down. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Look at that. We got a nice circle pizza dough there. It's not perfect, but it's way better than the first one. I'm pretty happy with it. Again, we're putting down the rayos, and then we're going to hit it with the mozzarella cheese here in a second. And this one we're doing pepperoni and banana peppers, which is one of my favorite combos, and it's really good, especially right out of the oven. Well, I don't know what it is about the banana peppers, man. When they get roasted in that oven, it just tastes so good on the pizza. Getting these toppings spread out relatively evenly here. I hit it with just a little bit more cheese so it kind of holds everything together. Dano's seasoning, Dano's Italiano, and then we're going to launch it into the pizza oven again. A little bit extra flour in there, just make sure it doesn't stick. And we're going to slide it on there. That button I'm pressing on the pizza oven turns the stone like that. You can press it again to make it stop. You don't want to just leave it on the stop motion because then it's just going to heat up one side of the stone. So make sure you don't do that if you're using something similar to this. It's kind of a hard habit to get into, hitting that button every time. Also, you're going to see me checking the temperature a lot. One of these thermal temperature guns is really a necessity for a pizza oven. You got to make sure your temperature's good. I'm floating around 750 degrees right there, maybe a little bit under, maybe a little bit over, and we're raising it to the top once the crust gets done to make sure it gets a good broil on it. I'm really happy with the way this one is looking here. I can feel when I'm cutting it that it's crisp on the bottom, and in a second you'll probably be able to see a little bit of how the char looks underneath, but I'm really happy with that. So I think I can go a little darker, but again, of course I got a sample. Man, that thing was money. Tasted so good. Third and final pizza here. We always do some type of barbecue chicken pizza or some type of chicken pizza even when we're ordering out. I had some leftover boneless, skinless chicken thighs last night that I made that had Colby Jack cheese and some bacon on them. Would be perfect for this. I cut them up into little pieces. Here I am adding the Sweet Baby Ray's sweet and spicy sauce for the barbecue sauce. We're going to get that spread out. You want to get it all the way to the edges, guys. If you don't cover anything close to the edges, that's what's going to form your pizza crust. If you don't want any crust, push that sauce all the way to the edges. We're hitting it with the last of our mozzarella cheese. Here is the cut up pieces of chicken that I have on there. A little bit more cheese to make sure everything holds together. Dano's Italiano again. Dano's seasoning. And then we're going to put this in the oven. And this one is the biggest that I've probably done. It's about the size of the paddle. And man, when I hit it on that stone and got it on there perfectly, I was very happy to say the least. So here I am checking the crust. Again, you want to make sure that you don't burn anything. Also warming up my hands, 700 degrees. Yeah, it's going to warm up a little bit. These pizzas do cook pretty darn quick. Patiently waiting. Really, these pizzas only take maybe 3 minutes, 4 tops, probably less than that. But I'm checking the crust. I just keep checking and make sure I'm seeing that good char on it. And once I get the crust where I know I have it, I raise it up and I give it that nice broil on the top where all that heat's at the top of the oven. And look at that, guys. Man, I was so happy with the way this one looked. Super crisp whenever I was cutting it. And this was just looking like something I would get from a pizzeria. So yeah, and even the taste was delicious. So check out that char on the crust. It was airy. Look at that, how soft it was, but the bottom, perfect. Oh man, turned out real good. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Thanks for watching till the end. If you made it this far, I appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. Make pizza, eat pizza, be happy, folks. Have a great day.